My name is Colin West, and wine is my life. I've been on the road since before I graduated from high school, where I've studied wine with a 700-year-old wine family in Italy, and then I went to South Australia where I got my master's degree in wine. And now I've been a sommelier in 4 different countries, where most recently I was a somm for New Zealand's most awarded wine list, and it was then that I decided to hit the road and see this world's wine regions from a new light. Last year, I traveled New Zealand's top wine regions and I saw the hottest tourism destinations along the way, some of the best natural beauty this world has to offer, while of course getting up to some adventures along the way, and most importantly, continuing my education in wine. Now, I've gone across the ditch to Australia. Over the past 7 weeks, I've been working as a cellar hand in the Barossa Valley of South Australia at Seppeltsfield Winery. Now, I'm currently in Port Fairy, Victoria, where yesterday I got to drive through the WINERAM Ranges, and this morning I'm about to check out the Great Ocean Road on my way up through Melbourne to the Strathbogie Ranges, where I'm going to be meeting up with Fowles of Fowles Wines. He's got a bit of an adventure planned for me, and after that we're going to taste some of his top wines from the region and check out a bit of the natural beauty of this country.
Our love was divine, and I just can't let go the look in your eyes when you said goodbye. So when I close my eyes, I see us, you staring back at me side by side. With this heart in both hands, who would have planned and tonight?
You've got vineyard on your left, winery over here, and there's this big kind of hunting ground in between. If we can quietly get up on top of that hill, and we'll just get a read on the wind, and then we can punch over that hill and just there'll be a whole stack there. So
sounds good.
Seems about the right time, so give it a go.
Yep.
All right, let's do it. I moved up here in March '06, so 7 years we've been living here in the Strathbogies, and yeah, haven't looked back. Absolutely love it. Always wanted to be in the country, and had an opportunity and took it with both hands. We've got the most beautiful country life. The Strathbogie Ranges is a great place to hunt meat. Typically I hunt introduced animals instead of native animals because we're compelled to control them anyway. And for me it was about understanding where your meat and your food and your wine comes from. So it's getting back to the source, treating it with respect, and then what I've found is it's really easy to do, so it's a great pleasure as well. The Strathbogies are decomposed granite, ancient soil, older than the dirt that makes up front, so really nutrient poor and weathered, so really difficult to grow grass. But when you put vines on that dirt, they just have to work so hard. It builds great intensity in the fruit, which coupled with a cool climate is a fantastic place to grow grapes. Fowles wine is fundamentally about the Strathbogie Ranges, and then we have 2 kind of streams of thinking. We've got this probably a more traditional approach, a regional approach, where we don't blend and we want the purity of the variety to show through. And then on the other hand, we make these wines to match the food, and we'll use any trick, I guess, or any skill we'll do whatever it takes to match it to food.
You hold the glass and you go round and round, and then sniff it, and you say, an excellent drop.
Excellent drop.
Good girl.
So in the case of ladies who shoot their lunch, if we need more aromatic intensity, we'll blend Viognier into it, or we'll blend Gewürztraminer into our Chardonnay, which isn't often done. But if you're making a wine to match up with mead, you need those additional elements. You think differently about how you're making the wine to match the meat. So the philosophies are kind of split, but fundamentally it's about the home. Ladies Who Shoot Their Lunch and A Game was born out of a way we lived, and we were actually told it wouldn't work by a marketing firm. And so they said, look, just take your logos off it, don't do it, don't release it. And my wife and I thought, well, that's crazy, this is the way we live, this is what we do, let's go ahead and do it. It was just, we did an extension of our lifestyle, and it seems that people are running away with it happily, they're enjoying the wine. We've obviously just shot and hunted these, we've gutted in the field, and then what I want to do is pull out the cuts of the meat, so I need to obviously skin it and then break it down. Harvesting from the wild is a beautiful thing, as long as it's done well. The Chardonnay from Ladies Who Shoot Their Lunch pairs nicely with rabbit because I think the texture of Chardonnay is great with rabbit, but also rabbit is a white meat, and it's not a rule, but it's part of the building blocks of food and wine matching, and I just happen to like this combination of texture and flavour. So it also depends what you're doing with the rabbit. If you put it in a tomato-based sauce, maybe we'd be doing a Shiraz or something like that. But tonight we're barbecuing it. It'll have that nice smoky flavour from the coals that marries up to the charry oak. So it's just a nice little match made in heaven, in my opinion.
It really was great getting to meet Matt and his family. They're a group of extremely charismatic and interesting people. Matt took me out and he showed me a bit of his approach to making wine and how similar it really is to the way he gets out and finds his own food. For dinner that night, we didn't go to the grocery store. We had to get a few guns and head out to the winery and drop into the Chardonnay vineyard just below there to find a few rabbits. That night, when we had finished hunting, we went back and we started up a fire pit where we got to sit around with a few friends and family and roast up some rabbit and pair that with a wine from the same exact vineyard where we were hunting. It was then that I realized that these wine and food experiences are best when you know where your wine and food is coming from and you're sharing it with people you care about, and that was exactly what we did at Fowles Wines. Next up on episode 2, I leave the Fowles family to head further south and check out the art-driven city of Melbourne. From there, I visit Phillip Island and hang with a cute professional surfer, visit the country's largest seal colony, and tip over a few kayaks before heading into Yarra Valley, where Paul Bridgman, the head winemaker of Yarra Yering, teaches me about small batch winemaking.